Well, we're all stuck inside and we're all getting pretty freaking bored. I know I am. Well, today we're going to go for a field trip to like 2 feet that way to my little desk thing, and I'm going to build a pooter. What's up, guys? I'm Juan. This is BlueprintPC. You're watching my channel here. So, if you guys like how-to videos, tech reviews, gaming stuff, and all kinds of anything, nerdy, gamey, whatever, hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more. So, I'll do more, and we'll see more, and then you'll see more, and yeah. So, but anywho, today got kind of an interesting one. Nothing too super crazy, but we're doing a heart transplant from 1 to 2. This was my $500 legit gaming build that I built for my wife. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out because that will kind of, preclude some of the information leading into this one. We're taking all this stuff here, put it in this one, which I keep doing that with my ring, and I'm probably gonna scratch the case. So I'm a stupid idiot, and if you have a wedding ring, just be aware of that. And it means electrical shocky things too if you're playing with electrics. But we're also doing a couple upgrades. One, the 2 terabyte hard drive that we're giving it, and since the $500 build, we also gave it 1070 from EVGA. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna take the core components out of this, we're gonna put it into this one, and a couple upgrades that I want to make you aware of. And this is also the Cooler Master MB311L that I also just recently did a review on. So we're gonna see some specs and temps and things of that nature coming from this one. And yeah, so I know a couple of you guys already asked me how the temps for this one. We're gonna find out. So there's no better way to find out than to actually build into the damn thing. So we're gonna do that. Alright guys, so she's built. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It was a pleasure. I don't really know what to say about this. Honestly, building this thing was awesome. I wish I had to do my own build over again, but my components wouldn't fit in here. I need a lot of big hard drive space. Even then, my graphics card with the radiators and everything else, it just wouldn't fit. I mean, it probably could if I really forced it, but it would be more tight than I think I'd feel comfortable with. Negatives for building it, it doesn't have the grommets that I want, but that's just me being picky. And then the power supply area was more snug than I expected it to be, but again, it wasn't bad, it wasn't unusable, it wasn't tight, it wasn't a close call. It was just, with that hard drive cage, it was just, I in my mind, I thought, oh, there'll be so much extra space, and there was still extra space, just not as much as I thought. Assembly was awesome. No lie, the cable management is amazing. You have so many options, like even for just certain areas, like, oh, I can run this cable this way, this way, you know, left, right, all kinds of just whatever, you know, choose. There's all those spacing up here and around the backs and the sides and the bottom. If you're bad at cable management, this is a good handicap for you. I'm not great at it, but this was awesome. It just gave you so much flexibility to route things in other ways that, you know, a lot of other cases wouldn't. An example, that DIYPC again, but again, that one's half the price. So, got the two fans up top. I did transfer over the two purple LED fans from the DIYPC case because I want to create a little bit of ambient glow in the chassis, because these fans don't kick off a ton of light inside. And then the CPU cooler, which is the Wraith Prism off the 2700X that I have in here, doesn't radiate light around, but I think it looks really, like, you know, good. Again, this isn't like a full 9 build. This is, again, a pretty budget-friendly build overall. I mean, component-wise, you buy a used 1070 and the case over the original build, so call it $250 on the high end for a 1070, and I think that's pricey if you're paying that much, because I know the market's a little skewed. But getting off of that rant, that plus the case, I mean, you're still going to be in, you know, a $700 build overall with everything included. So, well, yeah, that's fair. I think that's a fair amount, considering you would omit the previous graphics card if you built it like it sits. I'll leave the specs in the description below too, so that way if you are curious and you don't want to go back and watch the $500 gaming PC build, it'll be there. So outside of that, let's go ahead, let's see how this thing does in gaming performance with a few benchmarks, and we're also going to look at the temps of the same thing, so keep an eye on that too. So we're going to kind of see, you know, how well it does. And I know a million guys are going to out there, well, a million of you guys out there are going to ask me, how loud are the fans? When these are at full tilt, the fans on default 100%, they are probably average noisy across the board. They're not incredibly quiet, they're not incredibly loud. Normal running, because I've already ran this, I already tested it and everything else like that while gaming, it's super quiet. You don't notice it. Me sitting right here, like, I hear like a little breeze coming out the back, but there's 5 fans in here kicking, and if you had a headset on, especially, or you had any kind of noise around you, you would never notice it. So I'm gonna stop rambling. We're gonna check out the benchmarks and see how it goes. Alright guys, so, well, the gaming performance-wise was about on par to what I expected. The 1070's pretty close. It trades blows with the 1660 Ti, so if you're buying one of the used market, don't pay more than a 1660 Ti, because you're going to get, you know, new architecture, brand new warranty, all that fun stuff. Temps-wise, was surprised on both counts for the CPU and the GPU. Before I get into those details, I did put the 1070 in the DIYPC build before, did my testing that way, so that's where I got those temps to compare them to. Outside of that, the CPU, I was very shocked that they were like damn near identical in pretty much all accounts. I think that's mostly contributed to the factor that that Wraith Prism cooler is just overkill for this processor, which is fine by me because it just means it'll run cooler, it'll boost longer, and it'll hopefully last longer as well because it's just running at better temps. The GPU, I did expect an improvement. I was thinking maybe 5 to 10C at max, not to actually exceed 10C in a lot of games. That really kind of threw me. I didn't think it'd be that big of a difference. Now, mind you, this does have more fans than the last case did. It has better airflow, but that's part of the point. Was, you know, she needed more space to put a bigger hard drive in anyway, and I'm not going to just buy a bigger case. I'm an airflow. I'm function over form. So for me, this being extremely functional was just the way to go. I like the way this case looks. I have some friends that maybe disagree, you know, and aesthetics are subjective. It's to each their own. You know, everybody's allowed to like whatever they want. That's okay. You know, but anywho, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you have any questions, put them there as well. I'll have the full specs in the description for this video. And yeah, overall, just final notes, just I enjoyed it. It was actually a really nice build. It was really easy. So if you're on your first build, this I do recommend, again, for first-time builders especially, or if you're just trying to get a nicer, more functional case, this thing is really freaking awesome. So yeah, outside of that, if you guys haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next one.